Dudes, welcome to the Full Moon Universe vidcast of March 18th. Now, this is only about Church of Chills, which is now just barely 3 weeks away, April 5th. As some of you know, we sold out, so the church is full, got no more room, but we are hooked into Moment. And Moment is a great place where you can watch the whole event. Check out the celebrity guests, Joe Bob Briggs, Darcy the Mail Girl, Barbara Crampton, Robin Sidney. We're going to have fun on stage. There may be boobies. It's the whole freaking roadshow wrapped into a church, wrapped into an evening of madness. But what I want to really tell you about is we kind of went crazy with merch. You know, my feeling is always you go somewhere special. Yeah, you want to leave with some cool things. And, you know, I built and kind of invented stuff over the years. But, you know, this one is there's 9 items, which, again, you can get through Moment if you can't attend the church. So first, of course, we have our absolutely beautiful Church of Chills 2 poster, which this time features the puppets from Puppet Master going into the church and our celebrity guests. And it's an amazing piece of art by the super talented Ryan Brookhart. It's similar to the first poster, but obviously different celebrities. We got the puppets and some other stuff. So that's an 11 by 17 poster, which will be available. And because I think a lot of this stuff is going to be sold, and if you're at the church especially, and we've been asked for this for a while, we finally created a full moon tote bag. So we'll have these at conventions as well. I mean, we always give out plastic bags that are full moon branded, but tote bag's pretty cool. So we'll have that at the church. A lot of this stuff is going to be ready literally at the last minute. So hopefully it'll all arrive in time. And then, you know, you can't have an event without having some shirts. So we designed 3, and I'm going to walk you through each one real carefully. Number 1 is the Church of Chills ticket shirt, which kind of shows you we're there. It has the ticket. I think it's pretty neat. It's not a huge piece of art, so it's a little more subtle. And then because we have such, I think, a beautiful piece of art that we keep using as a basis for the Church of Chills ads, we created a piece of art that is really the church art. It doesn't have any text on it. It doesn't say Church of Chills, but it's a beautiful illustration of the church, again, with the puppets going into the church. And then, of course, we have the Boner Meter shirt. No one has anything like it, and few may be bold enough to wear it. But, you know, the Boner Meter plays a big part in the event when we're, you know, on stage, and it's kind of a carry forward of kind of an early draft of the Boner Meter, which was on my roadshow. So we kind of inspire things to happen on stage, which are a lot of fun. And as you can see from the image of the shirt, we placed the Boner Meter in the perfect position. You know, first we designed it, and the Boner Meter was kind of where you would expect to find, you know, a poster of a movie. But no, we figured this is the right spot to be. And then, in the spirit of the Boner Meter, which is pretty unique, we have the Boner Meter keychain, which, again, no one on earth has if you're brave enough to have it, to try to explain to friends how come you have a Boner Meter on your keychain. We will have the Boner Meter keychain. And then what I'm handing here, I'm insanely excited about. This is, because we're screening the uncut version for the first time ever of Puppet Master. The MPAA back in the day had us cut out about 2 minutes of material, some of the more gory, fun stuff. Luckily, we kept in some of Leech Woman, but there were things that were left out, which was really sad. So we've got that footage, we put it together, and keeping in the spirit of the medium of the early 90s when Puppet Master first came out, we will have at the church the Puppet Master uncut VHS tape, okay? And it's kind of a Church of Chills exclusive. So if you're into this, and again, through Moment, you'll be able to buy all this merch. It's not only at the church, but we will have Puppet Master uncut on VHS. And then since we're in Puppet Master land, we also found about a year ago the original script from 1988 of Puppet Master. Now, since we wrote that and started preparing the movie and we shot it in 1989, there were other drafts, other people contributed to the script, but this is the actual original script. So we've made a bunch of copies for those who are interested in purchasing the actual original script for Puppet Master, which really began everything for Full Moon. So that's going to be available. And finally, maybe the pièce de résistance, which was the final item in this lineup of mad merch, is blood splattered tunneler. We brought blood splattered blade to the First Church of Chills, and I guess whatever we brought there was sold out. And in this particular case, we made 100. Now, we're only going to bring a handful to the church. The rest will be available through Moment online. Many years ago when we started to do kind of traditional size action figures back in the 90s, for a brief period of time, they were very successful. So, we released all the Puppet Master puppets, some things from Subspecies. We had demonic toys. And then we were getting letters from fans saying, you got to do all white blade and throw blood on it. And I forget exactly how it began. And we started doing some of those characters in little action figure size as blood splattered characters. So when we did Blade last year, it was a super success. I mean, again, we only make 100 of these, and that's about enough. It takes about a half a year. We're waiting, and they have to be sold at a certain price because they're not cheap to make. But we will have some at the church, and the rest will be available at Moment. So come join us on Moment, and if you're already signed up and have a ticket for Church of Chills, it's going to be a madhouse between the celebrities, the merch, and some of the cool things we've planned. Not to mention that we're in a 130-year-old church that everyone says is haunted. I don't think it's haunted. It's just a fun place where I think the spirits are having a good time, and so will we all. Anyway, see you soon. I'll see you at the church April 5th. Ciao.